these other places that were normally got like GNC, all ghosts. And I was like, man, that is a consumer based, all the gyms, the health clubs, consumer based entities.
Yeah.
And I just said to myself, like, man, this is really, really hurt, like taking its toll on the country. It's hurting the common man.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know. I just, being the nation that we are, you look for stern leadership in a sense of direction to say, okay, here it is. We'll get through this. Like the Great Depression, like World War I, like World War II, like the Spanish flu in 1918. Like you can go on and on. This should be a defining moment in any president's, span in his view. Right. He should, on his deathbed, he should be able to say, or it should be written that in times of, trial, meaning right now, he came through for the American people. And it's just so many mixed messages. Yeah. And like it kills my heart, man. That's why, again, I love when Fauci stands up and says, nah, no. So, and again, all the viewers, I'm a registered independent. So if it was a Democrat who was dropping the ball, I'd be like, you're dropping the ball.
Be on them.
Together. Right.
Leadership is leadership, period.
What's also defining a lot of people as well. You get to find out a lot of interesting stuff about people, you know what I mean, as a whole. What they think, what they really think. Now that stuff is very tight. They start to speak their minds a little more. And they start to introduce some things that they may have kept secret, but it's interesting to just hear and read some of the personal opinions that some people have. Real interesting stuff right there.
Yeah, a lot of that. And John, if you can turn your volume up a little bit, it might be on my end. Let me see. Let me get a sound check. You good?
You good? I'm good.
Yeah, I'm still low. Wonder how are you hearing that? I just want to make sure.
I can hear you fine. I can hear you just fine.
All right. For some reason, my phone is low. I don't know why. So, but to just to jump back into it real quick. Even on the educational front, man, I feel for a lot of these kids who will, without question, excel in a normal classroom, who are forced into a new environment. I remember when I went to jump into my doctoral program, I was going to do it online. And I remember, and that we've talked about it a little bit before, but I remember as I got set up for the classroom and how to pull down lessons and how to turn in assignments, I said to me, and I'm pretty decent with books. I was like, this isn't for me. And so I had switched my format from an online platform to a, brick and mortar classroom for my doctoral program. And, and I'm at my age, I can only imagine, some of the children out there who may have some learning challenges, right? Who may not be able to really comprehend the information without the hands-on. You can video chat all day, but sometimes you just need a teacher to know, kid, and draw it out. For kids who might not be able to really do well with that, man, I feel for them. I do. And I think Governor Murphy's done a great job directing the state, the education piece as well, just everything. Right. And so as we get through this, man, and we look back, I just hope we really learn the lessons that need to be learned.
No, I agree with you, man. This is something that I think if you don't take if you're not learning from this, then shame on you. Regardless of who you are, what position you take, whether you were on the side of, whether it be right or wrong, if there is a right or wrong, if you're not learning from this, then, something is clearly wrong. Right. And we lost Sean, huh? Did we lose Sean?
He bounced off for a second.
Okay.
I guess we went to take a small commercial break and he'll be back after the.
Okay. Well, the show must go on. So, but what I was saying is that you know, we should definitely take. Can you hear me?
Fear some of the stuff they put out because they want to direct you to do a certain thing. And then you start to realize what all is included in there, the good, the bad, the ugly. Give me all of it. That way, you know, yeah, I'm going to put that mask on for sure. I'm not going to try to go and be standing up under people. I wasn't like that anyway, but now it kind of forces people to take notice of others. So there's almost another lesson to be learned in there. While we're saying social distancing was also being cognizant of other people. It's not just you in a bubble. You know what I mean? So now we get to become more human rather than being obsessed with self and all of the things that we want to do. We can kind of, you know, move towards what's better for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it is a plus in all of this madness.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I was saying that you know, one thing that was most certainly on my mind is that those of us who believe in God, let's just cut to the chase. Those of us who believe in God, you know, I don't know if it's anyone's place to truly say God is doing this to, you know, punish this person, that person, or that person. That is debatable. But I do know that, you know, those of us who are in a time of uncertainty, and, you know, when we first started hearing about these deaths, at first I was like, man, this is crazy. Right. And then it started getting closer to like my circle. It started getting closer. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. First it started, you hear about people in the news. Then it was third party people, like a friend of a friend's friend passed. And then it was, and now it's like, it's right there. And so, you know, if you're a praying man or woman, you know, you're praying about things, you're doing some introspective inventory within to get yourself right, to try and do better. And you praying that the Most High brings you through this and to the other side of this. So I say all of that to say that, you know, I certainly hope that whatever good that we have gathered from this, you know, for the sake of surviving, for the sake of, you know, realizing that, you know, life is bigger than what we thought it was, in terms of, you know, we may have been upset with somebody. We may have wanted to set someone straight when we see them. But when this happened, it made all that petty stuff just go away. So I say the good that we take from this, once we realize that, hey, man, you know, life is much more than what we thought it was. I hope we stay the course and not go back to business as usual once this COVID-19 has subsided. Because if you believe in divine intervention and, you know, it's a terrible thing to make promises. And then once you're in the clear, you go back to your old ways. You think we're seeing something bad now. Just imagine what it would look like, you know, after we've made promises and we've made covenants and pacts with Lord, please bring me through this. And I swear I won't do this and that. And then once
as you get back, you go back to doing it.
As soon as you get back. Yeah, man. And I've been harping on that. And mainly for myself, to keep me in remembrance that, okay, look, you know, I would like to believe I'm a better person coming out of this thing. And it's all about consistency and trying to, you know, just live a better life, man.
Yeah.
That's it. No, that's it. And this COVID-19 is forcing people to live a better, it's forcing you to change your diet. Yep. It's forcing you to do certain methods that you normally would not do, right? Like me running. You know, I'm doing this steam therapy to keep my nasal passages clean.
Is that thing you put in your nose and
you can use that, but I just use the pot with the hot water and I put the the lemon or the lime pills in there, and and people are now, you start to hear about elderberry. People are drinking and being more healthy with certain things, and I just hope we keep it up after this is all over.
Yeah, I take about 14 vitamins a day. Real talk.
Right.
14. And
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, I apologize to everybody for I don't know what happened. It was like the volume went, then my phone went zoop. I hope I paid the bill.
It's all good.
They're not gonna cut you off during this time right now. But some other people on the chat, shout out to Tanzania Price. She said, spend time with family, exercise. Bobby Etheridge said, learn from history and look back at the Spanish flu. And
yeah, I talked about that. Yeah. Listen, and I believe it's either, and I want to say it was San Francisco. They actually threw a parade when they actually flattened the curve. And when it came back, it killed twice the amount. Twice the amount. Thus, you look at Vegas, you look at South Carolina, you look at parts of Texas, and as Bobby Etheridge is saying, look at your history, which we never do.
Right.
And try and learn your lessons. But here's an old Southern saying, and John, you'll appreciate this. I know me and Wunda I say it a little different up north, but a hard head makes a soft
mind, boy.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So I posted something on my Facebook page, and it was by Tyler Perry in one of his roles, but it just said, Georgia, come on out, and it had Tyler Perry with the sign saying, in one of his roles saying, don't
do it.
That's right. Hey, can I read something real quick? Geronimo, I'm not sure what did you just read, Geronimo? From one of the people who made a comment.
I shared it in the chat that's coming up on my feed right there. So
okay,
like they're responding, and so still interactive like we do. We just not in the studio.
Well, yeah, I wanted to just read this. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't reading over something that you read.
Okay.
Lorenzo Esco-Barnes, he's in the Let's Talk About It Facebook.
SPAC.
Oh, that's who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, and he said, I work in the medical field, research and development, 1968 A virus, including a new H3 hemagglutinin, but also contained the N2 neurominidase, whatever, from the 1956 H2N2 virus. This is now known as the seasonal flu. History tells us things will never be the same with or without a vaccine. And I've heard that from I think it was Dr. Fauci that said this could possibly be seasonal. One of those doctors said this could possibly come back again. Yeah,
and that is the case. And he said it can be compounded. And it's funny because a reporter from ABC looked at Dr. Coop and said, did you not? He read him his direct quote because Trump was trying to correct the media and call it fake news. But he said, did you not say this? This is your direct quote. And then Coop said, yes, I did. And basically what Coop was saying is like, it's going to come back with a vengeance. You hear this, the term or the saying, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
And this isn't a moment for anything to be bliss in that category. Like ignorance should never be the case. And I wouldn't want to see one person die behind false leads, false hope, false narratives. Like give it the no kidding scientific foundation that it deserves. Let your message be based off facts and science.
Right.
Period. There's nothing political about that.
Right.
So that's I don't know. That's how I see it. So again, I hope we all get through this. I'm here. I always say I'm of my age now, and anybody who's younger than me, 18, 20, even 30, you have every right to make it right to my age right now to see this world. And I would do everything in my power to make sure that they see it. I would.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So,
yeah. But I know one thing. I would sure like to see the owner of Zoom. I would sure like to look at his bank account right about now. I know his stocks have just.
You're in your mind.
Yeah, I have a guy. I actually had two. One of my